Hey, my babies. So, we need to talk about something. Now, I will start by saying that while it is important, it is really nothing to be afraid of, especially if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. But this subject came up in my live yesterday, and I've been seeing a lot of videos about it on social media. And so, I decided that in today's session of Breathe Easy, I thought that I should address this with my students. And I want to talk about this with you guys before the mass fear or mass panic begins. So let's dive into demon face syndrome and let you know what's actually happening or some reasons as to why it's happening. So let's deep dive into it. Now, one of the reasons why this is happening so prevalently is simply because more people are coming into spiritual awareness. And you notice that as you start your spiritual journey, your dreams may become more vivid. You may have a lot more aha moments, and you may have more paranormal experiences and more intuitive thoughts. But remember, we are part of divine oneness and we are part of the collective. And so as more people begin to become spiritually aware, the global consciousness as a whole begins to become more spiritually aware as well. Now, with your spiritual journey, people always ask me, where do I start? Meditation, meditation, meditation. Why? Because you have been opened up, right? Kind of to more divine information, right? You're having more vivid dreams, you're having more intuition and things like that. And so this channel has opened between you and the divine. And if you don't have some sort of regular meditation practice, not only can you not control this within yourself to control your own experiences, but that is going to overflow out of you out into the collective. And so this is why this veil is thinning. So this overflow from individual people, right? From individuals having more of this divine outpour of mysterious and esoteric information, when you're unable to control it, it leaks out, it spills out, and it is having an effect on the veil. Okay, there is another thing that is having an effect on the veil, and we're about to get into that one too, but I am going to warn you, this one may hurt some of you all's feelings. Now, another reason why the veil is thinning is because there are a lot of people that did a lot of bypassing on their spiritual journey. There are a lot of people that went from awakening to high priest or high priestess in 90 days, right? With no foundational groundwork. And so a lot of people, they awakened and now they want to do spiritual work, but they do not have a meditative practice. They practice no spiritual hygiene or protection, nor do they know what it is, but they're doing spiritual work. They're doing rituals. They're doing your tarot readings with zero protection. When you are a channeler, right, and you're channeling this information for your clients, whether you're doing a reading or doing spiritual work, you are essentially crossing over to the other side of the veil. There are a lot of entities on the other side of the veil, not just people, spirit guides, and their dearly departed. No, there are a plethora of entities over there, and not all of them are benevolent. So while people may say, yeah, I don't do any protection work, but my readings are on point, baby, demons can give you the right answer. Okay, there are malefic deities out there that can whisper the right answer in your ear. There are tricksters that can give you the right answer. You have malefic elementals that can give you the correct answer. Just because your answer is right within your reading, the information that you're giving is right and it's on point, it does not mean that it's coming from the right source. And so a lot of these spiritual workers are doing spiritual work without any protection. And when you cross over to the other side of the veil, naked and unprotected, you can bring something back with you. So if you're doing spiritual work and you don't have a pretty in-depth protection ritual or something that you're doing before you begin doing your spiritual work, not only are you putting yourself in danger, but you're putting your client in danger as well, because these malefic entities that are giving you the answer, they're reading your client's energy. And so you need to protect yourself, but you need to protect your client as well, because being gifted with these gifts, it's to help the collective, and without you doing any protective work, you're actually inadvertently hurting them. But this is also thinning the veil as well. So if you're doing this work and you don't know how to protect yourself, step away from that spiritual work and don't go and do the groundwork that you blew past. Okay, now we need to address the entities that you're seeing, right? They might not all necessarily be demons. There are a plethora of malefic entities, but why is this happening? So we need to address these, I'll just say, demonic attachments, right? So we're just going to use the word demon and demonic just for the sake of classification. So not all demonic attachments are a victim-victimizer dynamic, right? When we see the movies, the poor little girl that's possessed by a demon, right? She is a victim, and the demon that is possessing her is the victimizer, right? The invader. These particular attachments that we're noticing, they're not a victim-victimizer dynamic, but it's more of a case of like attracting like. Now, we are all dual beings, and we have the capacity for light and darkness within us. And if you say that you don't, you are lying, because duality is a cosmic law. And if you say that you are only love and light, you are speaking from a place of spiritual ignorance, ego, and elitism. And you need to go back and do some groundwork as well, because we all have both sides of these coins, okay? Now, we all have the capabilities of light and darkness within us, but some people's soul kind of just has an affinity for one more so than the other. And for those whose spirit just kind of has more of an affinity of darkness, this is going to attract other dark entities to them. And in this case, it's actually a weird, perverse, symbiotic relationship. You know how you say evil people seem to live forever? That's because due to this attachment, this person's wickedness, which is fueled by this demonic entity, when they go and they harm someone or they're evil to someone, right, it fuels that demon, and that demon actually keeps them alive. If you notice, some of the most evil people, not only do they live forever, but a lot of them are actually kind of healthy, right? Despite the things that they do, you know, deal with substances or whatever, the regular things that they do in life that you would think would make them unhealthy, this is why they're still kicking around. Now you may be asking, well, why are we seeing the demons? So what about the spirits that get attached to people whose spirit has more of an affinity for light? The reason why you're seeing the demons and not seeing the light beings that are connected to people that have more of an affinity for light is simply because those beings are way more high vibrational than these other entities that are very low frequency. And because they're so low frequency, they're more easier perceived by the spiritual eyes as well as the mundane physical eyes. So that is the why behind that. Now, again, this is not to fear monger, because when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, there's nothing to be afraid of. If you're doing your grounding work and your shielding work and doing your protection and having the faith that you know that you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, there is nothing that these entities can really do to you. But I will want to make you aware, and my students from Breathe Easy, you all already know what to do. But the fact that you can see them, that means that they can also see you. So you definitely want to keep yourself protected with whatever means you choose to do so. So I hope this helps, and I hope that this lessens the fear, because I do not want us to go into another state of mass hysteria. So I hope this helps. I love you.